That's right. I get it. That's right. I get it.
What's up, guys? It's Lipkai Gaming. How you guys doing today? Today we're going to cover understanding WSG and how it works and what you should be doing. I'm going to try to cover as much as I can. I'm definitely probably most likely going to leave some information out. But feel free to comment in the comment section below if there's something that you feel like I didn't cover and that you want to add on to the video. Or maybe you have questions about and you want to ask me, and I can definitely reply and answer to your questions. But understanding WSG and how it works and what you should be doing. The objective of the map is to capture the enemy's flag while having control of your own flag. Okay, this is pretty much the basic description of WSG and how it works. This is to include Twin Peaks as well. But that's pretty much just the basic knowledge of knowing WSG. Now, to go into more depth of understanding WSG and how it works, there's a few questions that I wrote down here. Why is it important to understand the objective? The reason why it's important to understand the objective, this will help you understand where you need to be and when you need to be at certain places. I know a lot of teams, when they get into a WSG or Twin Peaks, they end up in a team fight. And I'll explain in a second why team fight in the beginning is needed, but they find themselves in a team fight, and after the team fight, they really don't know what to do after that. They're just constantly fighting, and they're not at all focused on the objective. Now, let's go back to the thing. The objective is to capture the flag while having control of yours. So, you want to be killing their enemy flag carrier, running our flag carrier across. So this is what it tells you about the objective. There's two things that you should be doing when you're in this map and the objective of this map. You should either be, one, helping your flag carrier, or two, killing theirs. Now, building that awareness of when to go and when not to go, we'll cover that in a second. But really understanding that the objective of this map is to capture the flag. It's not to team fight. It's not to stand in mid and just kill things nonstop and just absolutely do nothing and be useless, okay? You don't want to be caught up just team fighting in the mid, okay? If you're in the mid and you're killing things and you're attacking things, and you're a certain class, like, let's say you're a DK, yes, absolutely okay to be in the mid and slowing things and killing things as much as you can as a DK, because it is their role, it's their job, it's their duty, okay? So 100%, as long as we understand what the objective is. The objective is to capture the flag, the enemy flag, while having control of your own flag, okay? We need to stick to the objective of the map, okay? The two things, again, I'm going to say it again, is you're either helping your flag carrier or you're killing their flag carrier. Now, with that being said, you got to know when to help your flag carrier and know when to kill the enemy flag carrier, okay? But that is the objective that you need to understand 100%. Why must we stay, the next question that I wrote down here is, why must we stay focused on the objective? The reason why it's so important, because if you are not playing the objective, then what really are you doing? You're literally just team fighting. You're not doing anything important. You're just swinging your axe, shooting your bow, and you're not doing anything productive, okay? A team that wipes the enemy non-stop all game but plays no objective can still lose the game. Doesn't matter if you have 6,000 kills, but if you don't play the objective, you still can lose the game. 100,000%. Yes, having a strong team fight, having a strong opener team fight is important, and it's really what sets the pace of the game and who has control over mid and who dominates the initial opener of a WSG. Yes, absolutely. But you got to stay focused on when to move your feet, to when to get to your flag carrier, when to push the enemy flag carrier. What is their positioning? What is your positioning? Who's more closer in capping the flag, and who is in a better position to cap the flag? So that's why you have to stay focused on the objective, because if you lose focus, something as simple as a quick cap can happen to you if you don't stay focused in the objective in Warson Gulch or Twin Peaks, okay? So the next The next question is, how can we accomplish the objective of Twin Peaks or WSG? So the way you're going to stay focused and accomplish the mission for WSG or Twin Peaks is you're going to non-stop, 100,000%, everybody's job, everybody's duty to always have high awareness and high accountability of the enemy team, okay? This is how you're going to tell whether you need to be offensive or defensive, when you need to help your flag carrier and when you need to push their flag carrier, okay? This is how you are going to know how to position your team and what you guys should be doing and where you guys should be moving to, okay? Accountability and awareness. This is very simple because a lot of people have certain roles in your team, okay? The rogue should be stalking this flag carrier non-stop in the game. The rogue should be making all the movement calls, the number of people on defense, the number of people on offense. The rogue should be the one communicating with your team the most, telling you what is happening on the enemy team, okay? So if I'm a rogue, I'm following this tank, boom, the tank. Hey guys, the tank is alone right now, he has no healers. If any DPS turns around, we just kill this guy. It literally just takes a rogue, and in this guy's like a marksman hunter. A marksman hunter would just push the enemy flag carrier with no healers. With a rogue, boom, he's dead instantly, nothing they can do, okay? So the rogue is communicating, okay guys, they have two healers and a DPS on defense with the flag carrier. Okay, well that means we're gonna have to set up a stronger D, but set up a stronger O, but before we set up our O, because of the fact that they have 2 healers, a tank, and a DPS on D, that means they only have 6 DPS trying to push our flag carrier. Now, if we were to just group up and 6v10, who's going to win that fight? And they only have 1 healer. Who's going to win that fight? In that case, what's going to happen is we're going to come back on D, 6 versus 10, boom, we wipe them. Now we push O because we're in a better position as far as the time. The time it takes from us to travel from where we killed them to kill their flag carrier versus them waiting for everybody to res, come alive, and push the enemy flag carrier. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit more on that in a second as far as healers and knowing when to push and when not to push, okay? So that is how you're going to accomplish the mission. You have to have high awareness, high accountability on what the enemy team has on offense and on defense. You absolutely must constantly be keeping track, making call outs. This is what they have on offense. This is what they have on defense. And that is how you absolutely cover yourself and set yourself up for success in regards to what you should be doing and when you should be doing it. And that is how you're going to accomplish the mission. Just simply by keeping track and having awareness of what the enemy team is doing, okay? The ideal flag carriers that I'm going to tell you guys for WSG and Twin Peaks right now in Shadowlands Season 1 is going to be Demon Hunters and Guardian Druids. They are the most ideal flag carriers right now. Some would like to argue back and forth between Guardian Druids better than Demon Hunter or Demon Hunter is better than Guardian Druid. There's a lot of people that have big arguments about it. But right now, as a general, the best flag carriers are Guardian Druids and Demon Hunters, okay? Now, you're going to ask me, you're going to say, hey, Lipkai, why is Demon Hunter good, and how do you effectively run the flag as a Demon Hunter, okay? So each one, Demon Hunter and Druid, they both have their specific niches, you know what I mean? Like they have their special things about them that makes them good flag carriers, okay? So Demon Hunter in specific, the thing about Demon Hunters, if they run the right legendaries and the right talents, okay, they have so many survivability talents and legendary. So they have 2 darknesses, okay? They have a cheat death, which is their final tree on Demon Hunter, okay? Where once they hit a certain health, boom, they get topped off back to 30-some%, right? They also have that. They have double leaps. They have fears. They have silence. They have interrupts. They have stuns. But the strength of a Demon Hunter right now is the capability and the ability to kite. That is what makes Demon Hunter strong. If you're a Demon Hunter tank and you are trying to tank their team, wrong. You need to be kiting, you need to be communicating with your healers, and you need to tell them direction you want to go, because you don't want to be running in this direction and then your healers are following behind you in a straight line and now they're stuck back here, okay? So if you have 2 healers on defense, and in this specific instance, right, I'm like, okay, I'm kiting out the side door. Okay, boom. Pally follows me out the side door. Then you tell your priest, go to the front door as I'm going to kite out the side door and make my way to the front. So that way, when I start kiting the people trying to kill me, I kite them out the side door. They start connecting me to the side door, then I kite to the front door, and guess what I'm meeting up with? I'm meeting up with the healer in the front door. So I'm absolutely fine. So it all comes down to communicating with your healers. Healers creating opportunity for the tanks and giving the tank the information that he needs in which way he should be kiting and which way he should be going. Demon hunters should not, I repeat, should not be standing there trying to tank damage. In rated battlegrounds, Twin Peaks and WSG, demon hunters are not the tank because they can tank the damage. They're a tank because they can kite the damage. They're damn near untouchable if you have the right DPS on defense, i.e. a DK. A warlock with the slow, affliction warlock with the slow legendary. These are all things you want to have classes on defense that do a high amount of damage output, but at the same time keep the enemy team from connecting to your demon hunter tank. Okay, so if your warlock is on defense, he puts slows on everybody, and you double leap away, and then you use your night fae ability, and you just night fae out of there. What is going to keep these people on you? Nothing. You're going to kite. And it's all about keeping track, keeping those nameplates up, seeing where the enemy team is and where they're going and trying to connect with you. So if I was to run out the side door and I'm running towards the front door, but I see a rogue is running towards the front door too, do I still want to continue running into the rogue? Absolutely not. I want to create another path, another way to kite away from this rogue, because the rogue is deadly to me. Once he stuns me, once he stops me, the enemy team will connect on me, and they're going to get that split second that they need in order to burst me down and kill me. So you need to always keep track, keep looking, keep awareness of where the enemy DPS is and what they're trying to do to cut you off. And you have a whole map. You have a whole map to kite, okay? You could kite outside of the base, back to your graveyard, back to inside the base to the second floor, out the water to the second floor, around the front, back to the side door, back inside. You have to keep kiting and keep awareness of where the enemies are. That's what makes Demon Hunter tanks the best, okay? Well, not the best, but one of the best, okay? Why is Guardian Druid good, and how do you effectively run as Guardian? Now, the thing about Guardian Druid is they slightly have the same kind of kiting capabilities as Demon Hunter. Slightly have the same kind, okay? They definitely can outrun something, and they definitely can kite as well as Demon Hunters can, okay? But the thing about the Guardian Druids is they have those cooldowns, those self-heals, that survivability if someone was to connect on them. If somebody was to connect on the Guardian Druid 100,000% has cooldowns that could possibly potentially keep them alive when it comes to an assault, okay? But with that being said, do you want to just stand there as a druid? Do you want to just stand there and take all the damage in the world and just sit there and hope that you don't die? Absolutely not. You want to put the enemy team in awkward positions. You want to put them in bad places where you can either kill them, or you can knock them, or you can kite them. Just simply tracking as a tank, just tracking your stun diminishing returns, okay? So if you're on a full stun diminishing return, what is stopping you from getting freedom? Doing a double night flame, I'm doing a night fade blink into a travel form sprint. You know what I mean? Like there's so much stuff that you could do as a druid. You just got to learn what your abilities are and what their capabilities are and how you can effectively kite as a fucking guardian druid, okay? That is very important. But it is really good for guardian druids because not only can they kite, they still want to kite. They still want to communicate. But the thing is, they can be a little more tankier and a little more harder to kill. as a Guardian Druid, okay? 100,000%, especially if you completely understand your class and know how to mitigate damage. Guardian Druids can be really good. All the other kind of tanks, if you're asking me about Ret tank, Warrior tank, DK tank, all these things are not viable because they don't have kiting capabilities. Okay, you want a tank that can kite. Okay, let's say they're pushing a rogue and a druid, and you just keep kiting this rogue. As soon as this rogue pops out, everybody that's on defense jumps on this rogue, and you just kite away from the rogue. Then what is the rogue gonna do? Nothing. Okay, all the other classes that you think can tank, they nearly have abilities to kite, but not as strong as a guardian druid or a demon hunter. So if you're running your own team, or if you're building your own team, ideally you want a demon hunter or a guardian druid. Okay, all right, so next, moving on, I want to jump on to healer's positioning and awareness and how it helps the objective. Okay, healer's positioning and awareness and how it helps the objective. Okay, so ask yourself, if you're a healer, if you're not assigned, okay, when a match starts and a leader doesn't say, okay, you two are offense healer, or you two are defense healer, and you are an offense healer, okay? If your leader doesn't say that, then you need to ask yourself, you need to say, which healer am I, okay? Am I a full defensive healer? Am I a full offensive healer? And am I a half and half, you know, half offensive, half defense healer? Which healer am I, depending on the situation? And these are the questions that you got to ask yourself, okay? Always, it goes back to the objective of the map. The objective of the map is to capture the flag. So you're either killing their flag carrier or you're helping our flag carrier. Those are the things that you should be doing in a WSG or a Twin Peaks, okay? So once you've identified what type of healer you are, now you need to understand what your job and your role and your duty as that healer is, okay? So let's go over the full defense concern of a full defensive healer. Is the flag carrier and his heals and his well-being. So that means you as the full defensive healer should be worrying about whether if your flag carrier needs heals, if he needs to be escorted, if he doesn't need to be escorted, if the team needs you more. Like, just 100% making sure that your flag carrier is okay. And also your defensive DPS, okay? There's too many times that you have defensive DPS and the healer's just chasing down our in defense. They're taking care of their flag carrier, but then they leave the defensive DPS to die, and they're literally just feet away. All they need to do is just stop running for a second to help their defensive DPS live. Okay, when you guys let your defensive DPS die, then your offense is weaker, because now you have no defense, you have no peels, you have no defensive pressure in order to kill something trying to kill you. Now you just have a bunch of crazy people just trying to kill your tank with nothing to stop them. When you allow your defense DPS to die, okay, you need to make sure that they stay alive, okay? You guys need to communicate with each other, and that's what you should be doing 1000% as a defensive healer, okay? The next one is going to be the full offensive healer. The primary concern is the offense DPS and knowing when to go offense. Now you're going to say, hey, well, Lipkai, when do I need to go offensive healer? When do I need to go? Do I just always go? Absolutely not. This is where it goes hand in hand with your rogue. Like I said in the beginning of the video, your rogue should be making these calls. Okay, the enemy flag carrier right now has 2 healers. Do I need to go heal versus 2 healers? Nope. I stay on defense. So your rogue got to be making these calls, okay? The enemy flag carrier is in their flag room. He has 1 healer and 3 DPS. Do I need to go heal that to keep my offense alive? Absolutely you do. Absolutely you need to go on offense and heal your offense DPS. So it goes hand in hand with your rogue and how your rogue communicates with you and what your rogue tells you about the enemy flag carrier. As a full offense healer, you always need to be ready to move. You always need to be ready to react whenever people make calls like this. Oh, they got 1 DPS, they got 2 DPS, they got 3 DPS. Whenever your offensive players make a call on what kind of defense they have, you need to be ready to react as the offensive healer. You need to be ready to push, ready to go, and ready to keep up your offense, because without your offense, you are not going to land these kills. You are not going to get these kills, okay? So that is your primary concern as your full offensive healer, okay? Now, for your half defensive, half offensive, this is going to be like your kind of your in-between healer, okay? The in-between healer, let's take a look here. The primary concern is the overall situation of the current status. Need to know when to go offensive and go defensive, and positioning of enemy DPS. Now, this role as the half defensive and half offensive, you want to take a look at all three of your healers, and your most experienced healer would probably be the person that you want to put in on this role, because this role is very critical, okay? When to push offensive and when to push defense, okay? When you are setting up to push offense and when you're setting up to push a defense, this healer, the half and half healer, this healer needs to be able to determine if he is needed more on offense or on defense. Which one is more important? Your defense is more important, because if your offense fails, you can reset and push again. If your defense fails, you cannot reset. They cap the flag. You lose the flag cap. Okay, so with that being said, the half and half healer needs to be able to determine whether he needs to push O or not. Let's say that you guys are midfield, boom, you're fighting, you wipe the enemy team. Okay, your defensive team starts heading back with the flag carrier to your flag room. Your offensive team starts pushing in the offense. Okay, what does this half and half healer do? This half and half healer starts clicking frames to seeing where their DPS that are rezzing are going. Are the DPS going back on offense to kill our flag carrier, or are they going back on full defense to defend their flag? So these are the things that the half and half healer needs to determine. Like, okay, well, if they're full D, then I probably go push with them for a double healer push with our DPS, and it will be more likely that we secure the kill instead of our DPS actually just dying to their defense, okay? Now, let's say the half and half healer is getting ready. The defense is going back to the base. The offensive getting ready to push. Now the healer starts clicking through the frames, and he's like, oh, they have a rogue, they have a ret, they have a boomkin running at our flag carrier. Can one healer heal that 3 DPS on a flag carrier with stacks? Absolutely not. So you got to sit there, and you got to calculate each situation, and this half and half healer got to know when they need to push offense and when they need to go defense. So when they see people pushing back to try to kill your flag carrier, then this healer needs to be like, okay, well, I cannot push with them. They're just going to have to try their best because I need to go defense. Why? We're going to go back again to the beginning of this part. Because your defense is more important, okay? Your offense, if your offense wipes, you can reset and try again. If your defense wipes, you lose the cap. You lose the game, okay? So that is the half and half healer. Healers need to understand abilities and communicate with your tank to let them know what their options are, okay? So there's too many times that the RBG groups get together and everybody's dead silent, okay? We have Disc Priests, we have H Paladins that are all grouped up and together in the flag room, and they're trying to stay alive. And instead of communicating, they just sit there silently and blow all their cooldowns, and on their next go, now they have no cooldowns, and guess what happens to the tank? The tank dies, okay? You guys can stop this, and you guys can deter this. It's just simply by communicating, okay? So a Disc Priest saying, hey, tank, I actually have grip, so if you want to jump them down, I can grip you back up, and we can juke them if you want to do that, okay? If you have a monk on defense, the monk can simply say, well, I have ring. If you want to kite them, we can ring a door, and we can run out the door, and we'll be absolutely a-okay, okay? Kind of telling your other healers too, like, hey, I don't have sack, I only have divine favor, so it's pretty much going to be your cooldowns in the beginning. Just sitting there communicating with each other and simply telling each other what's going on. If a tank is running the wrong way and it's a bad spot for you, you can communicate with your tank. You can be like, hey tank, that's not a good idea. I need you to come back this way. I need you to go that way. Or let's kite this way, okay? Like, you literally just have to communicate with your tank, and this is how you're going to be most effective as a team on defensive, as healers and the tank, okay? You guys just have to communicate with each other. You don't want to blow all your cooldowns at the same time. Let's say they start an opener on you and you sack, you pain suppression, the tank presses Iron Fur and he has bark skin up. Okay, now you just blew how many cooldowns just to survive that one go? What happens after a minute when all that's gone and they have another go? Huh? What are you gonna do? Nothing. You're dead because you simply didn't communicate, okay? You guys have to communicate with each other. You have to tell each other what your cooldowns are, what your options are, and what you can do to survive. This is the key. This is the key to staying alive on defense. Communication, communication, okay? Also another thing that I want to cover with healers is when you are running with your tank, okay? Do not, like, let's say you're trying to cross the field and you're trying to keep up your flag carrier, okay? 9 out of 10 times, this tank is actually going to outrun you and you are going to be slowed and you're going to have a hard time keeping up with the tank. And we don't want that because the tank will die. But if we don't create option for him to keep moving and he just stands still and gets beat on, he's going to die. So we need to non-stop create opportunities. And you're gonna be like, Lipkai, well, how am I gonna create opportunity for him to kite if I'm just slowed all the way back here? Well, all three healers do not want to be straight line chasing the tank, okay? This is the tank, this is you, okay? We don't want... Here, let me pull up a paint here, okay? Let me pull up a paint to give you guys an idea of what I am talking about, okay? This is the tank. This is you. And your other three healers, okay? We don't want to be straight line chasing the tank like in this direction. All three healers trying to keep him alive, okay? This is what we want to do. When our tank is with us, boom, okay, this is one of us, this is one of us, this is one of us, and this is our tank, okay? We're all with him, right? And then he starts making his way away. Okay, this person right here keeps up with the tank and he's now here. This tank is right here. This healer right here is also trying to keep up, and this healer's here. Now, this healer right here gets kind of slowed and he can't catch up. Does that mean that he just keeps straight line fucking chasing the tank? Absolutely not. Okay, all you simply have to do is turn around, get out of combat, mount up as this healer, and then you go around. Okay? Now you're in front of the tank, and now this tank can just go gung-ho and kite. And then what do these other two healers do? Whoever can keep up with the tank, good, keep up with the tank. But the second that you're in that point where you cannot keep up with the tank and you're the last healer in the back, you're not healing him anyways. So what is stopping you from getting out of combat to mount up and just go around to help your flag carrier? And not only that, when you guys are running, let's do another example here. Okay, when you guys are running and the tank is over here, you guys do not want to all be stacked up like this, running as a unit to your flag carrier, okay? You guys want to spread out so you guys are not all slowed by one person. If you guys are stacked up like this, you are all literally slowed by one person, okay? So when you're chasing towards your tank, you're going towards your tank. One of you run this way, one of you run this way, and then one of you run this way. As long as you are in range to heal him, and you are not stacked up, getting cleaved, and getting slowed by one person. A lot of people, what they do is they're all three healers. They're stacked up, and then the three healers are stacked up trying to chase the flag carrier. All this requires is DK. DK will stop this and make you guys not do any heals, okay? Let's make you guys look at that because it's kind of blocked there, okay? A DK will stop you guys from chasing. One DK, because you guys are all stacked up, okay? Spread out. Go different ways, all right? Do not straight line chase your tank, and communicate with your tank and tell him the options that he has. So for like another example, okay, let's say you're here, okay, your tank is right here, you have a healer here, and you have a healer here. You guys are all healing him, you guys are all in range of healing him, but now the whole team is beating on him. this healer can run to the right, okay? Like, let's say this is a priest, run to the right while these two healers stay on him and keep him up, and then boom, grip him to the right. Now he's clear, travel form, he's gone, right? So like just simply creating different options instead of standing there and getting beat on, and repositioning yourself to give your tank those options will make a huge difference in your group, okay? Just remember that. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to move on to is, let's take a look here. Understanding the state your team is. Okay, that's the next one we're going to talk about. So to understand the state that your team is, like, what I mean is who is in better positioning right now. Okay, who has the upper hand and who has the jump on the kill and to secure the flag. Okay, so let's say this is the Alliance base, this is Horde base. Okay, this is the bridge with the water. Okay, here's the bridge. Okay, all right, this is the tower for Horde. We'll put H over here for Horde. We'll put an A over here for Alliance. Okay, okay, this is the tower. All right, this is the leaf. It's not a very nice leaf, but okay. All right, you guys bear with me, okay? You guys understand? Okay, so the way that you guys are going to determine what state your team is in is simply by looking, and this goes back to the video, the beginning of the video, accountability and awareness of the positioning. Okay, so if we have the enemy flag carrier and the enemy flag carrier is over here by our berserker hut, okay, let's say this is the enemy flag carrier. Let's change his color to red. This is the enemy flag carrier and he is over here. Our flag carrier has already crossed the water, and we are now closer to the base that they are. We are 100% people alive. They are only 80% people alive. They have 2 people dead in the graveyard. Who is in a better state here? We are in a better state here. So, with that being said, we can instantly set up our offense and attempt to push. But let's say we do attempt to do our push. Okay, the flag carrier floats behind our team, our 9-man team, pushes into the flag carrier, and the tank floats behind our team fight. Okay, we attempt to do our push, and let's say our pushes fail. Do we continue chasing this guy across the damn river all the way to his base? No, we don't. We always gotta be evaluating. Okay, we need to be always keep track and accountability of the enemy team, because we could push on this guy, and then all of a sudden as we're crossing the river, we're pushing, 3 of their people turn around and start trying to kill our flag carrier. It literally only takes 2 people to kill our flag carrier with 1 healer, okay? If we only have 1 healer with our flag carrier and 2 people start pushing him, there's a high chance that flag carrier is going to die if they cross CC our 1 healer, okay? So we have to have high awareness. So once we start going on this guy and they start crossing the river, they're surviving. They're like, okay, hey guys, there's some guy turning around, pushing our flag carrier. Boom, stop. Okay, we're not going to secure this kill. We're not going to kill him. Let's turn around. Let's wipe these 3 DPS. And once we wipe this 3 DPS, we'll send our people back on defense. And then we'll send a O. Okay, we don't have to 100,000% commit to killing the flag carrier. No. Okay, we stop. We turn around. We help our flag carrier. Wipe the 3 DPS and the 1 healer, whatever's on offense for them. And then we push. Now let's do like a reset here. Okay. Let's do a reset here. So we're going to go back to the beginning where this is Alliance over here. This is Horde over here. This is our river. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let's say the enemy flag carrier is in this position. He just crossed the river. Our flag carrier is still trying to get across. Okay. He has 2 people on him, and our healer is keeping him up with 1 DPS. And we're going to stop here, and we're going to ask ourselves, what is the state of our team? So the state of our team here is that they are in a better position. If they push our flag carrier right now and kill him, they're going to get a cap because they're closer to their side than we are to our side. So what do we need to do? We need a full defense here, okay? At the same time, going back to the beginning of the video, our rogue our rogue should be stalking this flag carrier, okay? So even though we say we need a full defense, our rogue will stay with the tank. Our rogue will follow the tank and be making his calls. So once we realize that we're in a bad position, all right, guys, we need a full defense, everybody in our team converges back on to our tank to help our tank, okay? As soon as we do this call, the enemy team's going to be like, oh, we can get this kill because nothing's on our tank, okay? Our rogue needs to communicate, okay? So as soon as they're all sitting on our flag carrier, they're trying to pursue him. Let's say our flag carrier makes it out of here and we're going across the bridge now and their whole team is chasing us, okay? This is the state. You need to keep an eye out. Accountability, communication. Okay, so let's say the enemy team is now chasing our flag carrier across this bridge, and our rogue says, "Hey guys, there's only one healer and one DPS with the enemy flag carrier. The people with high mobility, okay, there's certain classes that have high mobility and high reaction time. Okay, so if you're like a hunter, if you're a boomkin, okay." These are all classes that are like instant. Like as soon as that rogue says, okay, there's no healers with the flag carrier. Dude, Boomkin, turn around. Allow our team to continue wiping them. And keep kiting them full defense on the way back. Okay? So depending on what the rogue calls. Now if the rogue says, oh, they have 2 healers on defense with 1 DPS. That means they have 3 people sitting out a fight. So now we're doing a 9 versus 7. Okay? Do we win those? Yes, we do. They're not going to survive that. Let's say the rogue says, oh, they got 1 healer and 1 DPS on defense. Okay, so send 2. Send 2 DPS off of your stack here and then go kill the flag carrier. Absolutely, if they have 2 healers on defense, that needs to be a real full O push if there's 2 healers on defense. But if there's 1 healer, if there's 1 to no healer on defense at any time, you want to push the flag carrier, okay? Don't be so defensive that all these people are doing is hitting into you and beating into you, okay? You want to be able to evaluate the state that you're in and whether you can push offensive or you have to stay defensive. Okay, just simply by getting accountability of what is happening, your rogue communicating with the team and telling you guys exactly what they have on defense. Okay, the rogue is your inside man. The rogue is the person that tells you when they're at their most vulnerable. The rogue is the person that tells you when they're at their most strongest. Okay, you don't want to push a full offense if they have 3 healers on defense. No, absolutely not. Just group up, wipe their offense, and then send a strong O. Right? And this falls back to each person, to each thing that I was talking about, right? So the healer, the half and half healer would be like, okay, well, we just wiped all their DPS. They're probably going to be on full defense. I'm going to watch. Okay, they're going full defense. I'm going to go help heal O. And then 1 healer will go back with our tank if they're not sending anything. Do we need people just standing there doing absolutely nothing in our base if they're sitting a full defense? No, we can send all 8 of our players to go attempt to kill this flag carrier, as long as we get accountability and have awareness. Okay, the best thing to do whenever you're gonna sit, like if you're gonna sit a druid, your tank and 1 healer on defense, don't go in the flag room and just sit there and wait for something to hit you. You guys can literally stand outside in the front of your base and click through frames and call things out across the field before they happen. Okay, especially if they're sitting full defense. Okay, it's all about accountability and awareness, communicating and telling each other what is happening in the game. Okay, so that is understand the state of your team is. So the problem with the people is going to push. What should I push? Push defense. What should they be doing and watching out for as they are running the flag? Okay, so tanks, when you guys are running the flag, okay, the things that you guys need to remember is the enemy team is danger. Just because your healers are standing next to enemy DPS doesn't make it safe because you have a healer there. Okay, if you have to keep kiting and communicate with your healers, like, dude, I'm not going near you, you have 5 DPS on you, and if I come to you, I'm probably gonna die, so I'm gonna go this way. Just communicating with your healers of where you're going and what you're doing. Now when you guys are tanking, you're not just pressing W and tunnel visioning in down the road while you're running the flag. No, You want to be clicking through frames, non-stop accountability of where their rogue is at, non-stop accountability where their boomkin is at. Okay, you need to anticipate attacks. You need to know which way you need to go to kite. Like, let's say you're running up tunnel, you look back, you have a rogue chasing you, you run to the roof, the rogue is chasing you towards the roof, you jump down off the roof, you go to the GY, the rogue is coming towards you towards the GY, you run back up the tunnel. Stay away from the rogues and the people who have the capability to stop you and or kill you. You guys need to watch all DPS. So if you're on the roof and you just jumped off the roof to go graveyard to kite, and you see that there's an enemy down the tunnel, do you want to run down the tunnel? Absolutely not, because you have the awareness of where all their people are coming from and what they're doing. You have to constantly be rotating your camera. You got to be looking at the enemies, where they're going and what they're doing, and find the safest possible way to kite them effectively. Now, this also falls in the coverage of communicating with your healers. All right, guys, I'm jumping down to the graveyard. Can I have one priest go down the tunnel? As when I get to the graveyard, I'm gonna kite back up the tunnel. So you'll have a healer in front of the tunnel waiting for you. So as you're kiting towards the graveyard with one healer, another healer will be waiting for you in tunnel. So when they start connecting you or coming towards you on the graveyard, you start kiting towards tunnel. If you get caught, it's fine. You have a healer behind you, you have a healer in front of you, you're covered. You get into tunnel, you start kiting up tunnel. If you're not going to make it in tunnel, if the healer in tunnel says, hey, don't come tunnel, there's a bunch of DPS in here, it's fine. Jump off the graveyard, go up ramp. Right? So there's like all kinds of ways that you can kite. You just have to communicate. And remember healers, you have to keep up your defensive DPS, because you won't be able to kite if they're dead. They don't peel you. They don't stop them if you let them die. Okay, very important. But tanks, 100% what you need to be watching is the enemy name frames. You need to open your frames and visually see where people are coming from. You don't want to be sitting there on defense. You don't want to be sitting there and then all of a sudden, boom, you have a warrior on you like he was a rogue. He's a warrior. You were able to see him a mile away. You should have seen him before he connected to you. And you should have already had a plan to kite him. You should have already had a plan to get away from him before he connected to you. Okay? So high awareness from the tank is very important. Primary DPS want to stay away from... Okay, good. Stay away from DPS as much as you can. Kiting is the key as the tank. Remember that, tank, okay? Why is rogue important in this map? What should rogue be doing during this map, and what should the rogue be calling out? Okay, I'm going to cover this one more time. I'm pretty sure I said a few things about this already. All right, rogues. You are the key players about the enemy team's movement, their offense, their defense, and communicating that with your team. Okay, rogues is all about creating opportunity for the team and or one-shot killing the tank by themselves. You can simply one-shot a tank as long as you have the awareness. Like, let's say you see the tank coming up, you sap the tank, you spin your camera around and look. Oh, there's no healer here? Okay, open. Boom, 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 boom. Try to kill this guy solo. Okay, and 90% of the time you are able to kill the flag carrier in opener. Now, if you see the tank pops up, sap, you spin your camera around. Oh shit, there's a healer and there's a DPS there. I probably won't kill this guy because they're gonna peel me. Okay, well then now you're gonna create opportunity for your team. So you're gonna slow this tank as much as you possibly can in order for your flag carrier to make it across the field before they do. If you slow them long enough where you're in better state than they are, going back, right? If you slow, like let's say you start slowing the enemy flag carrier, and here's the river, okay? Here's the bridge. Here's the alliance side, here's the horde side, okay? Let's say you start slowing this enemy flag carrier long enough so that the enemy flag carrier only reaches your berserker hut, but then our flag carrier, nobody was slowing him, so he made it all the way across the field. Who is in a better state here? Who has a better chance of pushing the enemy flag carrier? Their team or our team? Okay, so you always have to have high awareness and make sure that you're creating opportunities for your team, rogue. You have to be communicating, calling things out. Okay, he has one healer with him. He has no healers with him. He has one DPS and one healer. He has two DPS and one healer. When you're calling these things out, they should be triggering to the other people and their other roles, right? So like the full offensive healer. As soon as the full offensive healer hears the rogue say, "Oh, they have two DPS and a healer on defense." What does that mean? I need a healer. I need a healer for my offense now. So that offensive healer is gonna start pushing with the O and be like, getting ready to push. Okay, but it's also going back to the state. You know what I mean? You have to determine whether you can push or not. Who is in a better position? Are they in a better position, or are you in a better position? Who has a more higher chance to killing the flag carrier? Do you have a higher chance, or do they have a higher chance? Okay, so you got to have really high awareness and know what to do and when to push and when not to push. Okay, picking people off and killing them out in midfield because they're out of position, good. Keep them split, okay? But not to the point where you're sacrificing the objective, okay? Rogue, this is for you, okay? That I'm talking about. It's good to pick people off. It's good to send them to the graveyard. It's good to split them. Yes, absolutely. But non-stop, creating opportunity for your team to kill the enemy flag carrier just by simply slowing him with saps, blind, stuns, vanish, sap, sap, sap. Stuff like that, okay? Using your distract, maybe sapping the healer, because now if you sap the healer, if you have two people running the flag, which is the tank and a healer, and you sap the healer, do you think that tank is going to continue running without his healer if there's DPS running at him? No, he's going to come back to the healer. He's going to come back to the healer and wait for the healer to stop getting CC'd so that he has heals. So not only can you sap the tank, but you can also separate the healer. And if the tank keeps running, then there's a higher chance for him to die because his healer's back there. Because you stopped the healer. You know what I mean? So just creating these opportunities and creating these situations for your team in order to kill the enemy flank carrier, huge. And that's what a rogue should be doing, okay? The rogue shouldn't just be opening and then dying, opening and then dying, and opening, dying. Absolutely not. You gotta always just be prowling this enemy flag carrier. You always gotta look for the best opportunities to kill him. And once you find that sweet spot, once you find that opportunity to kill the flag carrier, then kill him. Don't hesitate, okay? Literally spin your flag around, look around, see what's happening, look what situation you're in, and if you're able to land these kills, then land the kills, okay? You shouldn't be opening up around 6 people because what's going to happen? You're going to die, okay? You shouldn't be trying to solo the flag carrier because then what's going to happen? Then you're going to die. Literally just communicating with your team. All right, they have 2 healers, 3 DPS on defense. I'm going to need a healer and a few DPS to help me kill this flag carrier. Just communicating so that the team would know what to push and when to push. Do we want to push the enemy flag carrier if we're in transit and they have 3 healers with the flag carrier? No, we're not going to kill the flag carrier if he has 3 healers and we're both in transit trying to transfer the flags over to the other side. No, we're not going to kill him. So just communicating with your team and letting them know what's happening as a rogue is very big, okay? Knowing when to open on the enemy flag carrier and when to CC him. Very big. So, as a rogue, make sure you are 100,000% communicating with your team. Doing random smoke bombs? No. Never. Okay? I have smoke bomb. I have full kidney. Do you guys have damage connect on this flag carrier? Do we have a clone on that priest? Can we stun that H-POW? Do we have any CC for the H-POW? Those are the things that the rogues want to be calling out before they do their smoke bombs, okay? As soon as you say, can I get a clone on this H-POW? And then the druid says, yes, I can clone the H-POW. All right, clone the H-POW. Okay, boom. Full kidney smoke bomb. Okay? You got to communicate your kidney and your smoke bomb. Make sure somebody can do damage when you do it. Because it makes absolutely no sense if you full kidney them and you smoke bomb them, but nobody does damage because they didn't know you were going to do it. Hello? Does this mic work? Turn on your mic, communicate with your team, and let them know. Dude, I got smoke bomb and full kidney. Do you guys have damage? Do you guys have burst damage to kill this flag carrier? Oh, no, 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 no. If you wait 15 more seconds, rogue, I have combust, and I can connect with you in 15 seconds. All right, well, let's wait these 15 seconds. All right, you have combust now? Yes, I have combust. All right, are you ready? Can I get a sheep on that? Can I get a sheep on that priest? Boom, he sheeps the priest. Full kidney, smoke bomb. Combust. Burst. That tank is dead. Okay? Simply just communicating with your other DPS, communicating with the other people as a rogue, very important. You don't want to just be randomly like you guys are just fighting. Smoke bomb kidney, and everyone's like, oh, whoa, what did that rogue just do? Did he just bomb? I wasn't even ready. I was still just putting on my top. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to communicate, you guys. You have to turn your mic. You have to communicate. That is very huge as a rogue, okay? So, um, all right. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the DPS and understanding what type of DPS you are, okay? Should we have a DK chasing down some random dude in the middle of the field like he's a rogue assassinating people? No, the DK should be slowing and killing the people that are either a threat or are the people who are trying to, remember, the objective is to kill the flag carrier or defend the flag carrier, right? So if he's defending the flag carrier, he's slowing people off our flag carrier and killing them. If he's killing the enemy flag carrier, then he's slowing the healers because he's probably more than likely not going to be able to keep up with the tank because he's a DK, right? And if he could, then good, hit the tank. But if this tank creates distance and the tank runs away, then guess what? The DK can stop and slow their healers and kill their healers. And does these healers get to heal the tank? No, because the DK says, no, you cannot go anywhere. You're my prisoner now. Okay? So you just have to understand what kind of DPS you are, what your job is, and when you should be pushing O. Okay, let's go back to the situation where the rogue says, hey, the enemy flag carrier only has one healer. And who is the most prime subject to turn around and go kill the enemy flag carrier with the rogue? Boomkin. Stuff. Boomkin, hunters. Should our warrior do it? Like, should our warrior turn around and just start like waddling over to the flank? I'm coming, rogue. I'm on my way, dude. I'll be there. I'll be there soon. I was about to mount up, but this warlock just slowed me with his legendary. I'll be there in a sec, rogue. No. Okay? Understand your role and your duty and what your class is and what you should be doing in the map. Okay? Very important. And if you don't know what your job or duty is in that map, you need to ask somebody with experience. Ask your leader. Say, dude, what do you want me to be doing? You want me to be offense, defense? You want me to be like, you need to learn from somebody what your job is as that DPS, okay? Not every DPS should just be running around the field like a crazy man pressing their buttons, okay? Everybody has a job, a role, and a duty. But the thing that we want to understand is WSG, when to push, when not to push, okay? The one thing that I'm going to end this video with, and the one thing that I'm going to finish this video with, is accountability, 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 awareness, 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 okay? When you guys are doing RBGs in this map and in any other map, it is all about accountability. You need to have those frames up so you can see where the enemy is positioned, so you can see where the enemy is going. You need to have accountability of what you're doing and when you're doing it. Do I need a healer to go push offense when they only have healers on defense? No, I need my healers on defense. When their DPS are pushing offense and their healers are on defense, then I push DPS. So you guys have to have 100% accountability and awareness as every single player in the game, okay? When you're doing rated battlegrounds, you need awareness and accountability, okay? You need to look what the enemy team is doing, what they're doing, and where they're going, and this is how you're going to be the most successful in any RBG map. Just constantly, on the right side over here, if you guys see, oh, up there, on that side over there, you see where my mouse is, right here? Battleground enemies, okay? Literally be clicking through it to see where everyone, like, and I'm not talking like click, click, click. This is like click, 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 fix my camera, click, 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 click. Like I'm literally just spamming clicking through it just so I can see where everybody's standing and what they're doing. Whether or not they're in front of me or not. I can tell when the pally rezzed in if he's going to the flag room, or if the pally rezzed and he's pushing offense. I can literally just click through their frames, get accountability, and know what needs to be done. Okay? Very important. Accountability, accountability, accountability. Awareness, awareness, awareness. There's no such thing as a stealth warrior. There's no such thing as a stealth threat pally, okay? So all these people that you play with, and whenever you're in teams and when you're playing RBGs, and they go, whoa, I got a warrior on me. Well, why are you telling me when he's hitting you? It should have been, oh, there's a warrior. He just rezzed. Yep, he's on his way. Looks like the warrior's gonna push offensive, guys. All right, let's get ready for this warrior. That's what it should be like. It shouldn't be, oh, there's a warrior on me. Oh no, I'm dying. No, there's no such thing as a stealth warrior or a stealth red or a stealth lock, okay? Accountability and awareness at all times. Whenever there's downtime and you're not doing anything, you're not fighting, you're not, literally just go straight into default accountability and awareness, making your calls, okay? All right, guys, so that's pretty much it that I'm going to cover today for WSG. I'm probably going to make more videos in the future to cover more things in WSG. A lot of the situations are different, and I'll possibly cover more about WSG, but I find that WSG is one of the biggest maps that people have a hard time understanding. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys got really good information from the video. I hope you learned something. If you guys have any questions for any specific things about WSG or Twin Peaks, hey, just hit me up in the comment box below, and I will be sure to answer you guys right away, okay? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom. We need to hit the subscribe button. We need to hit that bell for notifications whenever we put new videos up. If you guys want to watch my live streams, I'm on twitch.tv/lipkai gaming. I do go live Monday to Saturday, okay? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.
That's right. I get it.